Hi, this is Peter. I'm a software engineer at Noble9, and I'm here to encourage all of you to write your code with SLOs in mind. But what does that actually mean? How does that advice should influence your day-to-day work? Let's begin with a story. It's a story about SLOs. Did you know that the SLO journey starts when you're working on a new feature or new release and not long after it's on production? When you think of modern software development, what do you think of? How do we deliver valuable software that meets people's expectations? One thing you're probably already familiar with is software development lifecycle. Of course, different companies and different teams have various ways of applying this concept in their day-to-day work, but generally this is how it looks like. First, we have a planning phase where we analyze the requirements and come up with a plan for this iteration of our product. Then we have a design phase where engineers define how each module functions and interacts with other modules. Next, to the code phase, where the program itself is being written. A test phase is where we test things. The last phase is deployment and maintenance, where our code reaches production. Okay, but haven't we forgotten about something? This is an SLO conference, so it's only natural to ask, where are the SLOs? If software development lifecycle seems to work, let's add SLOs to it, right? Okay, easy. Done. We added SLOs to the software development lifecycle. As you can see, and now the final stage of software development lifecycle is SLOs. So consider this scenario. We plan, we design our service, we write the code, we test it, deploy it, and it's on production. Now I can build my SLOs. So I do that and done, easy, right? There's just one thing. We forgot to handle errors, a rookie mistake. Defining SLOs for features that are already on production comes with some pitfalls. Here's what can happen. Firstly, reality about the delivered service does not match the expectations. Now, when I think of it, isn't it too late to set those expectations? This situation is represented by the following diagram. If expectations are not met, we should probably go back to the analysis phase and discuss them with stakeholders. We should avoid building expectations ad hoc with people currently available in the room. SLOs should be discussed with a larger audience than just engineers working on a ticket to deliver new functionality. If we want to meet people's expectations, we have to make sure that we set those expectations and we have something to work on when designing and implementing new functionalities. Second thing is, well, you don't have the right metrics. My new feature is up and running, but I don't have any data to prove it. I may know what to expect from my product, but people don't, and people don't want promises. They want proof. And for that, we need metrics to build my indicators. Now back to the chart. We don't have the right metrics. Then we go back to the design phase and think of a way to retrieve that from our system. Remember that objectives should be built on meaningful indicators. And standard telemetry frameworks don't often get exactly what you want to measure. So exposing that telemetry at the design phase will go a long way. But don't go too far, because you might end up with too much data. Data overhead might be also bad. You don't need hundreds of terabytes of data to prove your software is working. You need the right metrics. So we're in a similar situation as the one before. Remember that having too much data can be overwhelming and confusing, not only for engineers working on a specific feature, but for all people interested in the reliability of it. Defining SLOs should be easy. It should be natural. We should focus on the minimal amount of indicators that are the best representation of our reliability and our goals. Our industry evolves every day. If we want to follow the culture of SLOs, we must be willing to change and adapt. Try adding SLOs to the earlier phases of software development lifecycle. Find a way that works for you, for your team, for your company. Build practices and principles for other people to follow. And this is just a step to make our everyday life easier. If we're gonna do it anyway, let's do this properly in the first place and saves ourselves lots of time. So my request to you all is write your code with SLOs in mind. Thanks.